6:30, a single strand of hair at the center of a scientific shift. A breakthrough test, decades in the making, is offering families a new way to understand autism even before symptoms appear. First Alert 4's Cameron Bopp introduces us to a Farmington mother of four and her personal perspective on a growing push from some to cure autism.
Every day in Kimberly Vielma's household is a balancing act. With 4 kids, each day brings something new. To keep up, she relies on structure.
So I try to set myself up with systems.
Those systems are not just routine, they're essential.
My husband doesn't like me to hear me harp on my systems, but if I didn't have my systems.
Even a visit to the playground where laughter echoes and little feet race. The energy is endless, and so is the love.
So I'll start with Vinny. So he's my 8-year-old, almost 9-year-old. He loves the weather. And then I have a just turned 7-year-old. His name's Maxwell. He could just sit outside all day with me and just read a book, and that's his favorite thing in the world. And then I have a 2-year-old. His name's Elijah. He's my little crazy boy. He wakes up moving and goes to sleep. I'm pretty sure his little legs are still kicking until he falls asleep.
And little Mary is her babbling baby girl, just 9 months old. Vielma is a full-time working mom. She's an emergency room nurse. Her husband works full-time too. Their 2 oldest, Vinny and Maxwell, have high needs autism diagnoses.
Both of them are level 3. Level 3 requires substantial support. Level 1 requires little support. My 8-year-old got a level 3 diagnosis because he eats no food, no solid food. So he's basically put himself on a liquid diet.
And a 7-year-old Maxwell.
He's non-speaking.
She says it was overwhelming getting the official diagnoses still to this day.
Literally opened up the packet of, they hand you this amount of paperwork when you get diagnosed and are like, okay, go and be.
The feeling of being lost when first getting a diagnosis is part of the reason Vielma has started a podcast.
It's Kimberly, and I want to welcome you to the Supporting Autism Mama podcast.
And why she turned to a new tool, the Clear Strand ASD test, to bring clarity to her younger kids.
The test works quite simply. You just collect a strand of hair at home, then ship it to our lab in a small kit. In our lab, that's where the magic happens.
Dr. Manish Arora, founder of Linus Biotechnologies, the company behind the breakthrough, says the test helps rule out autism spectrum disorder in children as young as 1 month.
We have robots and lasers that open up the hair just like a book. Inside is all that precious information, all the molecules that help us identify whether a child is headed towards an autism spectrum diagnosis. It's a very objective answer.
The test takes just weeks to get a result, a fast track to answers that's already earned a breakthrough designation from the FDA with a 95% accuracy rate. Vielma tested her 2 youngest, and the results made her pause.
Mary's came back as negative. Eli's came back as not negative. He could possibly show some traits of autism, which we kind of already suspected a little bit.
That not negative result allowed Vielma to reassess how she reacts.
He started crying about something in the kitchen. And before I was like, dude, you just can't have what you want. You're fine. And then after his test came back not negative, I already, even the next day was like, okay, is the lighting in here too bright? What, is there external factors that I didn't pay attention to before?
That clue also coming years before the typical age of an autism diagnosis, around 5 years old. The conversation around autism and its causes continues to be debated. Recently, Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. offended many when he claimed the condition ruins families.
We need to move away from today. Is this ideology that the autism diagnosis, that the autism prevalence increases, the relentless increases, are simply artifacts of better diagnoses, better recognition, or changing diagnostic criteria.
Autism diagnosis rates are rising. Everyone agrees on that. We disagree about the reasons behind that, but our focus is on the fact that as more of our fellow citizens get diagnosed with autism, they need services. They have a right to support.
While the conversation around autism shifts, Vielma says her family is not looking for someone or something to blame.
A diagnosis literally just is a word put on a piece of paper so that I have the ability to get the resources that I need for my family. Any mom, any parent has all kinds of pressure on them to make sure that we're doing everything for our children. When you have a support needs family or special needs children, there's an even added pressure because some of these things that come naturally to most children don't come naturally to my children.
Vielma says her family's story isn't defined by a test result or a diagnosis. Growth, patience, and breakthroughs are their measurements.
Maxwell says, I love you now. He says, it's okay now. He says, come on now. And those are words that I never thought that I would hear from him. I think having the diagnosis gave me the opportunity to get the tools that I needed to be able to make these things possible for my kids.
And with a new way to catch signs early, she can get her kids support sooner and focus on what matters most.
I just hope that they find happiness in whatever it is, whatever career path they decide to go on, whatever they just decide to do in their life. I just hope that they feel fulfilled and find that joy wherever they can.
A new study in JAMA Network Open shows autism diagnoses have risen 175% over the last decade in both children and adults. And regardless of the highly debated reason for the rise, it's clear that detection is getting a lot easier. The Clear Strand test costs just under $500 right now. And for Vielma, she says it served as a chance to better understand her babies, not cure them. For more on the Clear Strand test, look for this story on FirstAlert4.com. Cameron, Bob, First Alert 4.